Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Free Table Gamers. I'm your host Colin, here with Ashton as always.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Alright, got quite a bit to cover especially from last week, going on in this week, but I want to start out with PS Plus games for August.
Games with gold.
Okay, mine's backwards.
All right.
We'll go with games with gold first. That don't bother me. Don't hurt my feeling.
Uh, Blue Fire for games with gold, August 1st to August 31st, and then Inertial Drift. Is that how you say that?
That's how I thought it was pronounced, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. August 1st to August 31st on the Xbox One only. Yeah, I don't have any details on these games because I've never heard of them, so I didn't really care all that much to get these details about them. I don't know if Colin has descriptions on them or not.
I actually do. Like I said last week, one of them is when we was talking about those patents for Legend of Zelda. This one is, I mean, it's kind of Blue Fire is kind of an indie game, but it takes inspiration from Dark Souls and The Legend of Zelda combined with some 3D platforming involved. So, I mean, I say 3D platforming loosely. I mean, haven't played the game, but anytime I see 3D platformer, I think of like Mario or whatever. But
Yeah,
I guess to an extent, you could, with some 3D Zelda dungeons, you do technically do 3D platforming.
yeah,
So, I mean, yet again, I think that still falls under the same category. Uh, it also had an open critic score of 71. I couldn't find a Metacritic on it. And now that I'm reading it again, I think it's eternal internal drift opposed to the other way around. Just because I think whenever I was researching it, that's what the game cover was internal drift, and
internal.
but yeah, internal. But and I think internal makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, but
So I'm
it's
gonna
the
go.
T's not before the E.
Is it not? The game cover I seen was, but I mean, I may be covering the wrong game here. But anyway, there's also a game called Internal Drift. If just my dyslexia didn't kick in whenever I was reading it, but it's a '90s style retro racing game with an 81 open critic. So obviously, it seems like a decent game enough since a lot of people seem to like it with the rating. I mean, it's not no Tears of the Kingdom rating
Oh
wise,
yeah, not much is.
but for a racing game, that's a pretty decent, you know, Metacritic score. I mean, Open Critic score,
Yeah.
and obviously the main for the game racing wise is the drifting mechanics.
All right.
But yeah, that thing I was telling you about last week with the patents, quote unquote, with the Legend of Zelda, that was just Blue Fire for a free
Yeah.
game for. And if I'm not mistaken, they're getting rid of games of gold, aren't they?
Yep. This is supposedly last month. Because Game Pass core tier starts September, so I don't know if they'll do like a farewell thing for September, or just say forget it and not do a September one since everybody that has gold does get grandfathered into core starting in September. If they do a farewell games with gold month, then yeah, we'll cover it. But if not, this is probably the last month they'll have games with gold. It's not like it's any games worth playing. I mean, they might be fun games, but they're not big name games like they used to be.
Yeah. They used to have the Metacritic scores on there where games were, in the high 80s, low 90s.
I mean, they have stuff like Dead Space, Forza. I mean, just a bunch of different good games.
I guess Forza is kind of acceptable enough to be on there now just because all the Forza games are on the Game Pass now.
Yeah. Well,
Well, not all of them, but
not one and two. I don't even think. I think three's not on there anymore.
talking about Horizon.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Yeah, Forza Horizon 1, 2, and 3 aren't on Game Pass anymore, just 4 and 5.
Okay.
And none of the motorsports are on there, surprisingly. You think
Yeah,
with
kind
them being
of
first party, they would be on there. All of them would be on there, but they aren't. Which the new motorsport's coming out later this year, so it'll probably be on there day one, I'm sure.
yeah, makes sense anyways.
Yeah, I think it's coming out in October.
Unless they're going to try to pump sales out, but that's still kind of screwing over the community.
Yeah, I mean, if Halo Infinite came out on day one, I see Forza Motorsport coming out day one.
That's true too. I forgot that game existed.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I still ain't played it.
It's all right. I mean, Halo's all right. I don't mind it. It's not Call of Duty, but it's not bad.
Oh no, I never really got into Halo. I know it was like a rave whenever we was like in elementary school. Like that's whenever it first started, and then it was just seemed like I just never really got into it. And then the first one I picked up and played was Halo 4. So, at that point, already not even technically the fourth game in the series just because I know they had like little sub series of
Yeah.
Halo. Like I know Halo isn't the fourth game in the series,
No, they had the little
but it's the
side
fourth
games.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one
For
I
me that was the
played,
first one.
first one I played was Halo 2. I played on Corey's 360 before I got to 360.
But yeah, that's like I said, I picked up Halo 4 and I couldn't really get into it. Don't know if it's where I didn't have all the backstory for it, but still figured you can pick up a game and still think you could enjoy it straight from the thing. But I was playing campaign mode and multiplayer mode was way too different from Call of Duty for
Oh
me to get
yeah.
used to.
Yeah, I don't. Now the TV series is pretty good.
Yeah. Which it was the same way with Gears of War whenever I tried to play it too. I'm just like, oh, okay. And
It's
then
third person.
just
It's kind of weird. I mean, it's not bad, but
all right. Off the rabbit hole. uh Now PS Plus games for August. Since we covered Games with Gold.
I don't have those.
Well, that's one you sent me last week.
I
I
said
made the
switch
mistake.
it for games with gold
Uh, eh.
because I'm pretty sure we already covered game. I mean, already covered PS Plus on here for
Did we?
this month. I think so. That's why I said switch it because those
Gotcha. I
games
didn't
seem
think so.
familiar.
Oh, no, I hadn't seen any of them
Oh,
because I would remember Destroy All Humans too. Because, like I said, that's a game I was interested in.
well, go ahead then.
I got you. I said you had to get me last week.
Yeah,
PS Plus games for August. If we've already covered this, please let us know in our Discord. But if not, here is the the new games for August for PS Plus. Sea of Stars, PS5, PS4 available on the 29th of August. Dreams, PS4. Move Out to PS4, PS5. And the things I don't have dates on, they're already able to be grabbed since obviously we're midway through August at this point.
yeah.
Uh, Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, PS5 and PS4. Lost Judgment, PS5, PS4. Destroy All Humans 2, Reprobed, PS5, PS4. Two Point Hospital Jumbo Edition, PS4. Source of Madness, PS5, PS4. Cursed of Golf, like the game golf, not
Yeah.
the golf.
I've heard
Like
that's a pretty good
go.
indie game.
Okay. PS5, PS4. PJ Masks, Cures of the Night. Oh man.
That's a good
PS5
game.
and Hotel Transylvania, Scary Tale Adventures, PS5 and PS4. Lawn Mowing Simulator, PS5
Oh
and
yeah.
PS4. Uh, it comes out on August 28th. Spell Force Free, Reinforced, PS4. Midnight Fight Express, PS4. PS Premium version is the Medieval Resurrection for the PSP. Oh, well, I guess it was a PSP game.
Yeah.
Uh, Escape on the Loose was a PSP game, and Pursuit Force Extreme Justice was a PSP game.
I don't know how true it is, but the rumor is that the PJ Masks game is #1 on on Twitch right now on search. Like people search up to watch that game all the time, and I don't know how true it is, but that's just what I've heard.
Oh man,
I guess it's a real good game. I don't know. Might have to pick it up.
I thought you were just being sarcastic earlier.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess a PJ Masks for kids. I guess maybe a game for
Yeah, I
kids.
watches it. It's
Yeah,
on Disney.
yeah.
I don't even know what platform it's on. It's on one of them. I know we watch it quite a bit.
Is it? I think it is Disney. Disney
I think it's
Junior, or it'd be on
yeah.
Disney Plus, but I think it's on Disney Junior.
Oh, lawn mowing simulator though. How about that?
I think last month we had Power Wash Simulator. Now we got
Power
Lawn
wash
Mowing
simulator.
Simulator. Getting all the simulators for the household chores around the house.
Yeah. Next is housekeeping simulator.
Yeah, get
You
car
can vacuum your walls.
get car wash simulator.
Yeah. Well, I guess that would technically fall underneath power wash.
Yeah. Well, when I think power wash, I think power wash your house. I guess you can power wash your vehicle too, but
That's DLC right there.
oh, okay, makes sense.
Now the one that Ashton should have, Sony's financial report for the last quarter.
Yeah, so they've done pretty good. I mean, Nintendo, we talked about it last week. It was really good, but sales were 167.8 billion yen, which is 28% significant increase. Increase in sales of non-first party titles including add-on content, increase in sales of hardware, and impact of foreign exchange rates. And then let's see here. Yeah, so that's for quarter 1 year on year. And then this is just the 2023 so far, not a specific quarter, just so far. It is 270 billion yen, 7% upward revision, increase in sales of non first party titles, including add on content, so like DLC and just any game on the system, not just first party, but and then impact of foreign exchange rates. So they're doing pretty good. I'm sure you have other details on it, but just the chart I have here was from them specifically, and they don't go into full detail about it, but so that's what I have on it.
Yeah, mine's actually going kind of the opposite direction.
Okay.
Uh, Sony PlayStation Financial Sony reported a 31% drop in operating income in the first fiscal year from the last year, citing a decrease in profit at its financial services and movie businesses. It's not definitely not because I went and seen a Sony movie, which it was the machine, not a sponsor, but went and watched it. But it was Sony. They had the rights to filming it and everything, which it was a Burt Kreischer movie. So it was, I mean, it was a pretty decent movie. So, I mean, I helped Sony out with the movies and their their first, I gave them about $16 in ticket fees for
Yeah, I
two
don't
people.
think the way we talk about Sony on here, I don't think anything from them will ever be a sponsor.
Probably not. Uh, the company raised sales forecast for full year, which is largely thanks to the boost in the PlayStation games business. So they increased a little bit on the games, but like I said, instrumental 31% drop from this time last year. And then they sold 3.3 million units of the PS5 in its April June quarter. So that's up 38% from last year.
Which that's just from actually being able to find them within the past few months, more and more.
Yeah, which, as we mentioned, that's their fault than what it is anybody else's
Right,
fault.
right. Because Nintendo didn't really have that much of an issue keeping their stuff on the shelves.
It's very true.
Sony, you suck. I've said it before.
Yeah, no sponsorship anytime soon.
Ever. Now Microsoft and Nintendo maybe, but not Sony. Now Sony, if you want to, I mean, I may consider it, but I'll have to think about it.
We'll we'll keep you guys honest, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're not gonna lie to our viewers or listeners.
And it's probably going to be Ashton's favorite topic to talk about today. Metroid Prime 4 rumors.
Yeah, so it says it's been over 4.5 years since Nintendo announced that Metroid Prime 4's development had been rebooted, with Retro Studios taking over the project. And in the time since then, we've heard absolutely nothing about the game, with significant time having passed with next to no updates on the game, and with leaks claiming that Nintendo is preparing to launch a new console in the second half of 2024. Questions about what Metroid Prime's 4 status is, when it's going to launch, and if it will still be a Switch game have been asked quite often in recent weeks and months. And while those questions remain unanswered for now, some potential new details on the game may have emerged nonetheless. Xbox Era co-founder Nick Baker recently spoke about Metroid Prime 4 on the Xbox Era podcast, not a sponsor, and offered some brief new details coming from someone he knows who supposedly got eyes on the game. In addition to the game looking visually unbelievable, said source also claims that Metroid Prime 4 will also feature big, massive areas. Baker says that though he doesn't believe the game is going to be open world, it will have significantly larger areas than previous titles in the series. According to Baker, the person seeing the game in action apparently said that the size of the environments reminded them of Halo Infinite's big and open environments, though Halo Infinite really was open world, of course. So, first off, where they said that there's rumors saying that it may not be a Switch game after all. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think that this is going to be the title that's going to be like Breath of the Wild, how it was on both systems. It was on the Wii U and the Switch. I think this will be on the Switch and the next gen Switch. That's just what I believe, because they may announce this game later this year, because they're saying a September direct. That's next month, but I don't think they'll announce it then, because they're going to want focus being on Mario, which comes out in October, and that'll have huge sales for holiday, which this would sell holiday too. But if they announce this, then they'd have to announce the next system, if my theory is correct, that, that's going to launch on both systems. So, but yeah, they said that it's got big, massive areas compared to the last games, and it looks really good. They say that it has really good graphics for a Switch game. So,
Oh, yeah, which, I mean, I hope so at this point, since they definitely know the system and what it'll
right.
take, especially with Kingdom
Oh
and how
yeah.
much different that was from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, of course, it's all still just rumors. I mean, it keeps on popping up on the Nintendo Switch Online store and getting taken right back down.
Yeah.
So obviously, they're prepping some sort of detail with it.
And obviously it's
It's just,
still real. It's still coming out. It's not being canceled.
yeah, because they wouldn't just keep on posting it on their store for people to do it. So they're secretly building hype with it just by being like, "Oh, it's here for me to grab," and it's gone.
Yeah.
So they're kind of doing the mixture in between the Tears of the Kingdom and the Pikmin treatment. They're like, "Hey, we exist still, but oh nope, we don't exist anymore," type of situation. Get you ready for it. I say that I'll agree with you. I think it'll be released on the Switch and do that. But as much time as they're putting on it, I say it'll probably be another $70 game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if it releases on next gen Switch, it'll be a $70 game. Because I'd say
For sure.
it'll follow the same way next gen is on other consoles. All games are $70, so I think it'll follow suit with that.
Yeah, because trying to think. Because the Mario game is just the $60. This 2D Mario game is coming out.
Yeah.
and this one being a bigger title, and they're putting a lot more work into it than normal, and the fact that it is a 3D game and they're making it bigger than the previous installments, it'll definitely be worth the price tag
Oh yeah,
at the end
I
of the day.
mean, I wouldn't argue that price tag at all, especially with what other companies are charging $70 for at least a full game, good game, common IP Metroid Prime 4. I mean, I'd pay $70 for it. While you have some of these smaller games from companies you've never heard of charging $70.
Oh yeah. Well, shoot, even the third party developers are starting to get into it because Call of Duty is going to be a $70 game this year.
Yep.
The base game is. All right. Switching over to back to Microsoft, they're going to shut down a 360 store.
Yeah, so it says Microsoft is getting ready to phase out service for the Xbox 360. The company announced that it will shut down the Xbox 360 store in July 2024. Once the store is shut down, users will no longer have the ability to purchase new games or download content, including TV shows and movies from the service. In addition, the Microsoft Movies and TV app will no longer work on the 360 after July 29th, 2024. Not all is lost when the store is eliminated. Microsoft said the Xbox 360 users will still be able to play games on the console. Also, TV shows and movies downloaded from the Xbox 360 store will remain in the user's library. Those programs will be viewable on the newer consoles or the Movies Anywhere app or site. So, I mean, I understand that they're going to, I mean, I don't blame them. Next year, the system will be what, 19 years old. So,
I think.
yeah, I think it came out in 2005, if I'm not mistaken. But so 19 years old next year. I'm surprised they haven't done it already. Because I know they haven't, is because a lot of people played a 360, but say most people are probably on the Xbox, at least Xbox One by now, I would say. So at least you can still play your games, obviously, because you can play them on the disc, or it says if you've already downloaded the games and whatever, the movies and TV shows, you can play them, watch them, whatever. But at least they're not shutting down the servers. I mean, that's a plus because I figured the store and the servers would go together.
Oh yeah.
So at least you can still play your games online, whatever games you do have for 360.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's them just trying to get everyone to go to the Xbox Ones at least.
Well, that and
Like
it,
I know.
it it costs money to leave those stores open on older consoles. Just like
Especially
Nintendo
when
last week, we talked about they're just now shutting down the internet capabilities for the Wii and DS, and I mean that costs money to keep them open. I'm surprised it's taken them this long.
oh yeah, especially when there's been two generations past this point now.
Yeah,
Same way with the 360.
right.
There's two console generations separating them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy they're keeping them alive longer, but it's really surprised me that they're doing it this long.
Oh yeah,
So I mean,
almost 20 years.
yeah.
Like,
So I'm not upset about it. I mean, it sucks to see because I love the 360. I played the crap out of mine, but I mean, you just got to understand that they don't last forever.
that's for sure. All right, sticking with Microsoft, Xbox Game Pass is getting a day one version of a horror game.
Hopefully, this is the right one. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is coming to cloud, console, and PC on August 18th, which is today, the day of recording. It is available on day one with Game Pass. It says take on the role of one of the notorious Slaughter family or their victims in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a third person horror experience based on the groundbreaking and iconic 1974 horror film experience the mad and macabre for yourself, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre available today, day one on Game Pass.
It sounds kind of like a Dead by Daylight
Yeah,
slash Friday the 13th
that's exactly
style
what I was
game,
thinking. Was that Dead by Daylight?
which I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been in Dead by Daylight.
I think so. Guess they just made their own game.
So, I mean, it makes sense,
I
especially, I don't
mean,
know if
it.
it's the movies in it
I don't know.
or who's
I don't know who owns
developing
the
the
rights
game.
to it now. Like it's like 1974 film, so who knows who holds the rights to it now?
Which I know I mean, they had a movie come out last year. It's on Netflix, but it's pretty much a modern version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, like I said, somebody still owns it. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know
So
who
is
the
it
developer
just
is.
like the old one? Like they just rebooted it, kind of like Pet Cemetery?
Uh, I mean, I guess technically you can say that with any updated horror movie to an extent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes they
it's not
don't
like they
stay
keep it.
true to the original. I know Pet Cemetery had a little bit of differences, but
Yeah, which
sometimes
I
they
mean,
completely change everything about them.
yeah, I mean, there was obviously a lot more cell phones in
Oh
this
yeah.
one than what there was the 1974 version. But yeah, I mean, as far as and then technically brutality wise, the 1974 one was able to get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
All right. Uh, MW3 is getting Treyarch zombies.
Yes, so Activision's release includes the first details on zombies, which was previously confirmed for Modern Warfare 3 in a trailer tease. The new mode is described as an all new open world in which players can team up to fight the zombie hordes in the largest Call of Duty Zombies map ever. The new mode superficially resembles an updated version of Outbreak, a popular zombies mode from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, but Activision doesn't mention Outbreak anywhere in its release. Instead, zombies will feature an open world PvE extraction survival experience, so player versus environment is what that means. New mechanics, players will also battle some of the biggest enemies in Call of Duty history. So I guess they're going to take a weird spin, like you said, Treyarch Zombies from Black Ops Cold War, and make it an open world sort of thing. Which, I mean, I don't know if it's in quotations, open world's in quotations. So I think it's just going to be a big map. Not, I mean, it'd be kind of hard to do an open world zombie mode unless you're doing a dedicated game for it. Just doing an like a just in a menu going to zombies and then a whole nother game pops up open world. Like that's kind of, I, mean, I guess it's possible, but not unless they've been working on it a while. I'd say it's not really that possible. So if they've only been working on
I,
it for a year, then it's not really possible.
I say it'll be more like a big map, like Warzone style map, and then not necessarily an open world, but like you said, just something that size as a map, which is still massively huge for a zombies map.
Yeah, that's really big. I'd like to know what they do with it though. So where would you put all the players? Would you put them together? Would you spread them out throughout the map and have them find each other? Like just survive to find each other and then team up that way? Or I don't know how they would do it.
Hold on, I'm still trying to figure out why Treyarch's taking over the zombies portion of a Infinity Ward game, though. That's what's confusing me because they could have easily brought back because they're bringing back uh, maps from Modern Warfare 2, like the original one. All 16 multiplayer maps that they had in that game, they're bringing back to this game, so they could have
That's
easily
Infinity
done.
Ward.
Yeah,
Treyarch, I mean, they make better zombies. That's just what it is. So maybe they just ask for their help on the zombies. I don't know.
I mean, I agree with the making better zombies, but Infinity Ward. Well, I can't say they never made a zombies game because what they done. Ghost was infected, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Then
infected.
Advanced Warfare was Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So I still can't think of a game where Infinity Ward made a zombies game.
Infinite Warfare was they made it right.
Warfare. Yeah, that was the weird like 80s style setup,
Hmm.
70s, 80s
I
style
like that game. I mean, the
zombies.
multiplayer was good. The zombies was kind of weird. I mean, it was all right. Was it Zombieland? That's what it was, right?
Yeah, I think yeah. Now that you said that, yeah, I think it was something. It was definitely a different type of zombies. Like I
Yeah.
think you had like those you could get or whatever from like the one booth thing.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, it wasn't bad, but just Treyarch makes better zombies. I mean, they made the first zombies, so they kind of have the formula down from the start.
Yeah, all the way back at World of War.
Yeah, the fifth Call of Duty.
And what? Now we're on the 15th.
Who knows? I don't.
Roughly.
I don't. I really don't. I've stopped counting a long time ago.
Yeah, I believe World of War is basically when everyone stopped counting, just because that's whenever
They
you had your Modern Warfare Black Ops, and you just had
well,
the
they stopped putting a
continuation
number in the
of it.
title at World of War, so
All right, I believe that is all the time we have for today. We got one topic left over. Not bad.
that's not bad. About normal. Last week was an
Yeah,
exception.
yeah. Even one extra one thrown in,
Yeah,
even though I was told to delete it.
that's right. It's all right. You got it in.
All right. Follow us on our Discord, Twitch, YouTube, Kick. Are we doing? No, we don't do Kick on here, do we? No.
No.
Uh,
Well, I don't remember. I think we do have one. I don't know. Look for us on there. I really
or
honestly don't remember. We have so many things.
YouTube. Buy our merch at Red Circle. Or is it
Redbubble,
Redbubble? Redbubble. Red Circle's our main podcast
our
thing.
hosting platform.
Yeah. Don't disband our sponsorship, please. All right. You got anything to add to it in your personals?
Yeah, it's all my personal junk, my Twitch, YouTube, Kick. And that's it. Think you got it.
All right. Later, guys.
Catch you next week.